Okay, guys, we are going to continue reading Dear Mr. Henshaw today. All right, November 24th. Mr. Henshaw, here we go again. 4. Where do you live? After the divorce, Mom and I moved from Bakersfield to Pacific Grove, which is on California's central coast, about 20 miles from the sugar refinery at Spreckles, where Dad used to haul sugar beets before he went cross country. Mom said all the time she was growing up in California's great Central Valley, she longed for a few ocean breezes. Please excuse that truck. We'll wait till it goes. Mom said all the time she was growing up in California's great Central Valley, she longed for a few ocean breezes, and now we've got them. We've got a lot of fog, especially in the morning. There aren't any crops around here, just golf courses for rich people. We live in a little house, a really little house, that used to be somebody's summer cottage a long time ago before somebody built a two-story duplex in front of it. Now it is what they call a garden cottage. It is sort of falling apart, but it was all we can afford. So you can see it in the picture on page 20, their little cottage and then the duplex that's 2 stories. Mom says at least it keeps the rain off, and it can't be hauled away on a flatbed truck. I have a room of my own, but Mom sleeps on a couch in the living room. Wow, that's really nice of her. She fixed the place up real nice with things from the thrift shop down the street. Next door is a gas station that goes ping, 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 ping every time a car drives in. It's probably more like ping, 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 ping. They turn off the pinger at 10 p.m., but most of the time I'm asleep by then. Mom doesn't want me to hang around the gas station. On our street, besides the thrift shop, there is a pet shop, a sewing machine shop, an electric shop, a couple of junk stores they call antique shops, plus a Taco King and a Softy Freeze. I am not supposed to hang around those places either. Mom is against hanging around any place. Sometimes when the gas station isn't pinging, I can hear the ocean and the sea lions barking. They sound like dogs, and I think of Bandit. To be continued unless we get the TV fixed. Still disgusted, Lee Bots. November 26th, Mr. Henshaw. If our TV was fixed, I would be watching or looking at Highway Patrol, but it isn't, so here goes some more questions. Excuse me. So here are some more answers from my rotten brain. Ha ha. Number 5, do you have any pets? I do not have any pets. My teacher says always answer questions in complete sentences. This is true, kids. One mom and dad got, I'm so sorry. When mom and dad got divorced and mom got me, dad took Bandit because mom said she couldn't work and look after a dog, and dad said he likes to take Bandit in his truck because it is easier to stay awake on long hauls if he has him to talk to. I really miss Bandit, but I guess he's happier riding around with Dad, like the father said, and ways to amuse a dog. Dogs get pretty bored just lying around the house all day. That is what Bandit would have to do with Mom and me gone so much. Bandit likes to ride. That's how we got him. He just jumped into Dad's cab at a truck stop in Nevada and sat there. He has a red bandana around his neck instead of a collar, so we called him Bandit. Sometimes I lie awake at night listening to the gas station pinging and thinking about Dad and Bandit hauling tomatoes or cotton bales on Interstate 5, and I am glad Bandit is there to keep Dad awake. Have you ever seen Interstate 5? It is straight and boring with nothing much but cotton fields, a big feedlot that you can smell a long way before you come to it. It is so boring that the cattle in the feedlot don't even bother to moo. They just stand there. They don't tell you that part in school when they talk about California's great Central Valley. I'm getting writer's cramp from all this writing. I'll get to number 6 next time. Mom says not to worry about the postage, so I can't use that as an excuse for not answering. Pooped writer Lee Bots. November 27th. Mr. Henshaw, here we go again. I'll never write another list of questions for an author to answer, no matter what the teacher says. Number 6, do you like school? School is okay, I guess. That's where the kids are. The best thing about sixth grade in my new school is that if I hang in, I'll get out. Number 7, who are your friends? I don't have a whole lot of friends in my new school. Mom says maybe I'm a loner, but I don't know. A new boy in school has to be pretty cautious until he gets to know who's who. Maybe I'm just a boy nobody pays attention to. The only time anybody paid much attention to me was in my last school when I gave the book report on ways to amuse a dog. After my report, some people went to the library to get the book. The kids here pay more attention to my lunch than they do to me. They really watch to see what I have in my lunch because Katie gives me such good things. I wish somebody would ask me over sometime. After school, I stay around kicking soccer ball with some of the other kids so they won't think I'm stuck up or anything, but nobody asks me over. Number 8. Who is your favorite teacher? I don't have a favorite teacher, but I really like Mr. Fridley. He's the custodian. He's always fair about who gets to pass out milk at lunchtime. And once, when he had to clean up after someone who threw up in the hall, he didn't even look cross. He just said, "Looks like somebody's been whooping it up," and started sprinkling sawdust around. I have memories of that sawdust smell, guys, in school. It smells like this sweet, weird, I don't know, but it has a smell when they put that sawdust on the throw up. Sorry to gross you out, but I had that memory come to my brain. I had that connection. Mom used to get mad at dad for whooping it up, but she didn't mean throwing up. She meant he stayed out too long at the truck stop outside of town. 2 more questions to go. Maybe I won't answer them. So there, haha, Leebot. December 1st, Mr. Henshaw. Okay, you win because mom is still nagging me and I don't have anything else to do. I'll answer your last 2 questions if it takes all night. Number 9, what bothers you? What bothers me about what? I don't know what you mean. I guess I'm bothered by a lot of things. I'm bothered when someone steals something out of my lunch bag. I don't know enough about the people in the school to know who to suspect. I am bothered about little kids with runny noses. I mean, I don't mean I'm fussy or anything like that. I don't know why. I'm just bothered. I'm bothered about walking to school slow. The rule is nobody is supposed to be on the school grounds until 10 minutes before the first bell rings. Mom has an early class. The house is so lonely in the morning when she is gone that I can't stand it and leave when she does. I don't mind being alone after school, but I do in the morning before the fog lifts and our cottage seems dark and damp. Mom tells me to go to school, but to walk slow, which is hard work. Once I tried walking around every square in the sidewalk, but that got boring. So did walking heel toe, heel toe. Sometimes I walk backwards, except when I cross the street. But I still get there so early, I have to sort of hide behind the shrubbery so Mr. Fridley won't see me. I am bothered when my dad telephones me and finishes by saying, "Well, keep your nose clean, kid." Why can't he say he misses me? And why can't he just call me Lee? I'm bothered when he doesn't phone at all, which is most of the time. I have a book of road maps and try to follow his trips when I hear from him. When the TV worked, I watched the weather on the news so I would know if he was driving through blizzards, tornadoes, hail like balls, or any of that fancy weather they have other places in the US. Number 10, what do you wish? I wish somebody would stop stealing the good stuff out of my lunch bag. I guess I wish a lot of other things too. I wish someday Dad and Bandit would pull up in front of the rig or pull up in front in the rig. Maybe Dad would be hauling a 40-foot reefer. That means refrigerated trailer, which would make his outfit add up to 18 wheels altogether. Dad would yell out of the cab, "Come on, Lee, hop in and I'll give you a lift to school." Then I'd climb in and Bandit would wag his tail and lick my face. We'd take off with all the men in the gas station staring after us. Instead of going straight to school, we'd go barreling along the freeway, looking down on the tops of ordinary cars, then down the off ramp and back to the school just before the bell rang. I guess I wouldn't seem so medium then, sitting up there in the cab in front of the 40-foot reefer. I'd jump out, and Dad would say, "So long, Billy, be seeing you." And Bandit would give a little bark like goodbye. And I'd say, "Drive carefully, Dad," like I always do. Dad would take a minute to write in the truck's logbook. Drove my son to school. Then the truck would pull away from the curb with all the kids staring and wishing their dads drove big trucks too. There, Mr. Henshaw, that's the end of your crummy questions. I hope you're satisfied making me do all this extra work. Phooey on you, Lee Botts. December 4th. Dear Mr. Henshaw, I'm sorry I was rude in my last letter when I finished answering your questions. Maybe I was mad about other things, like Dad forgetting to send his month's support payment. Mom tried to phone him at the trailer park, whereas Mom says he hangs his hat. He has his own phone in his trailer, so the broker who lines up jobs for him can reach him. I wish he still hauled sugar beets over to the refinery in Spreckles, so he might come to see me. The judge in the divorce said he has a right to see me. When you answered my questions, you said the way to get to be an author was to write. You underlined it twice. Well, I sure did a lot of writing, and you know what? Now that I think about it, it wasn't so bad when it wasn't for a book report or a report on some country in South America or anything where I had to look things up in the library. I even sort of miss writing now that I've finished your questions. I get lonesome. Mom is working overtime at Catering by Katie because people give a lot of parties this time of year. What time of year is it? Wait a minute. Let me go look back. Oh, it's December. Yep, lots of parties during this time of year. When I write a book, maybe I'll call it The Great Lunch Bag Mystery because I have a lot of trouble with my lunch bag. Mom isn't so great on cooking roasts and steaks now that Dad is gone, but she makes me good lunches with sandwiches on whole wheat bread from the health food store with good filling spread all the way to the corners. Katie sends me little cheesecakes baked just for me or stuffed mushrooms and little things she calls I can never say this word. I'm glad they have the pronunciation. Canapes. Oh, I said it wrong. Canapes. No, I said it right. Canapes. Canapes. I think that's right. Somebody look it up. Sometimes I get a slice of quiche. Ha, I said that right. I know that one. Today I was supposed to have a deviled egg. Katie buys the smallest eggs for parties, so half an egg can be eaten in one bite and won't spill on people's carpets. She puts a little curry powder in with the mashed up yolk, which she squirts out of a tube so it looks like a rose. At lunchtime, when I opened my bag, my eggs was gone. We leave our lunch bags in boxes, mostly bags, because no sixth grader wants to carry a lunch box, lined up along the wall under our coat hooks at the back of the classroom behind a sort of partition. So a partition is like a separation within a room. So it could be like a bookcase or an actual like wall that's just movable. You've probably seen them like in offices that have like a bunch of cubicles. Those are partitions. So behind there is where they put their lunch bags. Are you writing another book? Please answer my letter so we can be pen pals. Still your number one fan, Lee Botts. So, guys, if you want to um, answer Mr. Henshaw's questions that he wrote to Lee, you can go back through both of these. Actually, let me just flip to the page where all his questions were. So you can, oh no, that's not the first page. So if you want to, you can choose these questions, or you can choose to write all these answers to these questions, or you can only do some of them. But if they're who are you? What, oh, sorry. What do you look like? What is your family like? Where do you live? Do you have any pets? Do you like school? Who are your friends? Who is your favorite teacher? What bothers you? And what do you wish? So if you'd like to take time to answer those questions, um, and you can write them up on a Google Doc and send them to me as an optional assignment, or you can just keep them for yourself. It might be a good idea also, to start thinking about an author that you'd like to write a letter to. All right, guys. See you later. Thanks.